Hello there and welcome. I hear Mr. Bleish explain what AEC and Reteach is all about. Now it's my turn to walk you through each step and explain to you how AEC and Reteach will be executed. But first things first, thank you for all your great work and patience. You are awesome. Also, 3 things we want to emphasize about AEC. Number 1, the purpose of AEC is to provide the right structure, timely support, daily monitoring, accountability, and motivation necessary for success. Number 2, the support provided in AEC is intended to be large group of academic support and not small group or one-on-one tutoring, but yes, there will be tutors. And number 3, AEC is a mandatory program for any student who does not complete their classwork. This means students' failure to attend AEC will result in an O room day. With that being said, let's get started. In this training, I will be explaining AEC and Reteach in 3 parts. Number 1, how to refer a student and submit a folder. Number 2, what will happen after you submit a folder. And finally, number 3, what will happen after AEC and Reteach and how you will receive back the folders. Please feel free to take notes during this video. There will be a comprehensive exam at the end of the video. No, not really. Referring a student and submitting a folder for AEC and Reteach. For AEC, first, once you determine which of your students did not complete a single class work assignment, you will need to create a manila folder for each student with the student's name and your name. Inside the folder, you will insert one assignment only. You may create one assignment per student per day, keeping in mind that a student may be referred by another teacher. Once you complete creating your folders, please take them to room 131B where the AEC coordinator will happily receive them from you and get them ready for AEC. The cutoff time for the AEC coordinator to receive folders from you is 1:45. Folders received after 1:45 will be processed the following day. This is because our awesome AEC coordinator needs enough time getting everything ready for AEC as well as making sure parents are notified. For Reteach, you need to create the folder and make sure to include the student's birthday. Just kidding. For Reteach, as long as you submit who you selected for Reteach in the Google Drive spreadsheet, our AEC coordinator will create and label the folders for each of the students for you. These folders will not be a manila folder, but a colored folder instead. I know, how awesome is our AEC coordinator? Therefore, please make sure you comply with the deadline provided to you by your administrative team as to when is the cutoff time to make any changes into the Google Drive spreadsheet. This is all for this part. Let's quickly review the steps for referring and submitting a folder. They are, for AEC, number 1, create each manila folder accordingly, and remember, you may insert one assignment only. Number 2, drop off your folders at room 131B, and remember, your cutoff time is at 1:45 p.m. every day. For Reteach, number 1, follow your deadline for the Google spreadsheet provided by your administrative team. Number 2, sit back and enjoy the sound of this video while our AEC coordinator makes the colored folders for you. What will happen after you submit a folder? Once you turn in your folders, the following will take place. During 8th period, you will be visited twice for 2 different reasons. Number 1, our O-Room coordinator will be there in the event that one or more of your students is assigned O-Room. Number 2, one of our student aides will deliver to you a stack of folders for you to pass out to your students during 9th period. You heard that right. The folders you receive during your 8th period are to be passed out to students during your 9th period and not during 8th. Also, a student may receive more than one folder, so keep calm and know that it is completely normal. Again, a manila folder means a student has AEC, and a colored folder means a student has Reteach. I saw some of your faces, and you may be wondering, what if I refer a student for AEC or Reteach, but he or she was picked up for O-Room? For AEC folders, we deliver those folders to the O-Room coordinator to allow those students to complete their assignments in O-Room. And for Reteach, we will take those students from O-Room to their designated Reteach instructor. I know, right? These guys are good, aren't they? But let's go back to instructions. Once you received folders to distribute them during your 9th period, Any folders you receive and a student is absent, keep them momentarily and drop them off at a designated box labeled absent in the library that same day before you leave campus. We will need them for attendance purposes. During 9th period, a bell will go off at 3:30 p.m. This is the AEC/reteach bell. Again, this bell will go off at 3:30 p.m. At the sound of the bell, please dismiss students with any kind of folder out of your classroom and ask them to head over to their respective location. If a student has a colored folder, they should be heading to their reteach instructor. Yes, even if they also have an AEC folder. And for those students with just manila folders, should head over to the cafeteria. Staff will be in the hallways to help usher every student to their designated locations and make sure they don't try to hide in the bathroom. By the way, for reteach teachers, this means you don't have to pick up your students anymore. They will happily show up at your door. Reteach teachers, at 4:10, another bell will go off. At this bell, reteach teachers, please dismiss students who are in your class that also have a manila folder. This is the bell to send students from reteach to AEC. Finally, at 4:15, all teachers please drop off your folders in one of two boxes at the library. The boxes are labeled present and absent respectively. Please drop off your folders accordingly. I know that may have seemed like a lot of information. Let's briefly recap this second part of the video. Number 1, during your 8th period, students who have O room will be picked up. You will also receive a stack of folders for you to pass out, not in your 8th period, but you guessed it, in your 9th period. Number 2, keep any folders of students that were absent and drop them off at the library at 4:15. Number 3, at 3:30 p.m., a bell will go off. Please dismiss any student with a folder. Number 4, at 4:10 p.m., another bell will go off. Reteach teachers, please dismiss any student that has a manila folder with them to AEC. And number 5, at 4:15, all teachers please drop off your folders accordingly at the library. We are almost through with this video. Lastly, all folders will be processed that day and our team will take attendance. We will determine who showed and who ditched. Those students that ditched will be assigned O room. More importantly, teachers, we will deliver all present AEC folders that correspond to you back into your mailbox. Be aware that the assignments inside the folder you receive may be completed, partially completed, or incomplete. We leave it at your discretion to determine if the folder should be sent back. Please resend the folder back to us in room 131B and the beautiful AEC/reteach cycle repeats. Thank you. And hey, how about that comprehensive test?